Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Tomb Raider. So Tomb Raider is based off of the video game series of the same name, where it follows the female protagonist Lara Croft, who is a really strong woman who is falling on financially difficult times, and when she discovers some secrets about what her father did, she decides to go explore them, which leads her to places that mean something in her life. Basically, her dad was gone during her childhood. She did not really have a dad at all. He was there for the first few years, up until about when she was like 9 or 10. Then he disappeared, and because of that, she's always wanted to find her father again. And when she learns about evidence that could lead her to him, she goes to explore it. And because she's also falling on financially difficult times, she's not eating all too well, she can't really pay for her boxing lessons, she thinks that it's a way for her to escape her monotonous life. Since I am not a gamer, and since I've never really had any exposure to the Tomb Raider franchise, I went into this movie not thinking about the video game at all. I was seeing it purely from a movie perspective, and of course I know the notion that video game movies are always bad, which it's hard to argue against it, because when you've seen 40 or 50 different video game movies that all have their own chance of being great and then fall really flat, even like Warcraft, which had a good director, or a director that proved himself to be pretty good and is not really making a lot of great movies since, or, you know, that had potential, or a film like Assassin's Creed, which had a lot of potential, but really, this movie doesn't do anything to change the video game movie tide, but I can say that it is better than a lot of video game movies. The thing that it struggles the most with is charisma, both in tone and in its lead character. I think that Alicia Vikander is a great actress, obviously. I believe that she's won an award. I think she won for The Danish Girl back in 2015, or if not, she was at least nominated. She is a great actress, and she's proved that multiple times. However, I don't think that she's really the Lara Croft type. She looks the part for sure, but I think that the issue is that she's not really a charismatic action heroine. She is more of a subtle actor, or an actor meant for Oscar-type films, or more existential, weird, like A24 movies. And unfortunately, the movie suffers because of that, because her chemistry just simply isn't there. I don't think that's entirely her either. I do think that that falls on the script and not really giving her dialogue where she could add charisma, but I think that that does hurt the film because it hinges on its main protagonist, and it doesn't really succeed in giving you one that's all that strong. But it's also the fact that the film does not have a lot of charisma. The tone is very dull. It's not a very interesting movie particularly. It has enough plot points that go fast enough to keep you moderately entertained throughout, but it's really nothing all that exceptional. The movie as a whole, you come out of it entertained for sure, but you don't really come out of it feeling like you needed to see it, or that it gave you any entertainment beyond any level of just mediocrity. Really, a film can't rely fully on just entertaining people. The best that you get of that is a film like Game Night, which came out a few weeks ago. That movie focused purely on entertainment and didn't really go for a creative style, and it worked and it was really good, but it wasn't like a great movie. And that's the issue with entertaining films. People will say that films like Wes Anderson films are entertaining movies, but I don't think that that's the right word to use, because those movies require a lot of style and a lot of work that goes into it, and more than just focusing on making an entertaining movie. I think entertaining films are like Tomb Raider or like Game Night, where their main goal is simply to entertain, and they don't really put a lot of emphasis in putting style into it. In Game Night, that worked because that was a screwball comedy, and that was the only thing it needed to do, was make its audience laugh, and it was structured like a comedy. This is structured like an action movie, which, one, has some really bad jokes in it, but two, should deliver action-wise. And Tomb Raider does have some fairly decent action. It's entertaining and it's fun to watch, but it's really not all that fun because the more dull times in the movie, where they're focusing more on character stuff, it's not really moments that stand out to you. And really, to make a good action movie where the action is really entertaining, you need to make sure that the scenes between are also entertaining. A film like Thor Ragnarok struggled because of that. It had too many scenes that were not all that entertaining and focused too much on jokes to actually have any heart, and because of that, the action scenes never really stuck with you. So in the end, Tomb Raider is a fine film. It's entertaining, but it's really nothing great. If you see it late night on cable while you're scrolling through channels, then check it out for like 15 or 20 minutes, but really, it doesn't do anything to change the video game tide. It's not a terrible movie like I thought it would be, but really, Lara Croft is not that great. I will give Tomb Raider a 4.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Tomb Raider. So what are your thoughts on this film, or what do you think of the video game franchise? Comment in the comment section below, and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.